Hi, I'm Hazel. It's actually Saturday today, which makes it time to sit down and catch up on the WoW news of the week, what I've been up to, and answer some of your questions. I am trying out a schedule where I record these on Fridays and then post them on Saturday mornings, so that's the plan for now. This week in WoW news, it has been confirmed by a blue post that you will not need Warlords or Legion Pathfinder once Shadowlands hits. You will get both of those flight skills when you ding level 30, along with your expert flying. At some point, they also got rid of the 280% speed flying and then made it so that you just upgrade to 310%. That's your fast flying, and you'll get that at 30, along with the ability to fly in Warlords and Legion areas. Great news for people that have not yet gotten their Warlords or Legion Pathfinder and were not in the mood to do it, but would still like to maybe level in those zones once Shadowlands comes around. The achievements will still be there, so you will still need to do Warlords Pathfinder if you want to have the Soaring Sky Terror mount, and the Legion achievement is still in the game also, although that one will only give you faster mount speed within Legion areas, and I don't know if that's worth doing the whole Pathfinder achievement for. It's kind of odd timing for this news to come out now, just after we got started with that impressive influence reputation buff that was, supposedly for like allied races and Pathfinders. It really only works on Legion and BFA reps. And apparently come Shadowlands, you're not going to need it for allied races, and looks like you're not going to need it for Legion Pathfinder anymore either. Note that they are not saying anything about removing BFA Pathfinder, so if you don't have that yet, that may still be worth doing. It's possible that it gets added to a system like this, but it's also possible that they keep it kind of an expansion behind. That wouldn't surprise me too much, but we don't know anything for sure. I don't think this doesn't terribly upset me. I already had the Warlords Pathfinder and the Legion Pathfinder, and I feel like I did the achievement and then I flew in those continents for like years and years and years, and it doesn't really bother me that they're going to make them easier to get for people that don't have them. It seems a little silly to expect people to do such comprehensive endgame achievements for expansions that are no longer current, just to level in those zones more effectively, so I'm alright with it being taken down. It does make that rep buff a little weird though. This week in Shadowlands Alpha, the zone of Revendreth, home of the Venthyr, has become playable. I have started the questing, and it's questing like it's leveling questing. This is something you're going to do once at the beginning of Shadowlands, and then probably not crazy many times, so I don't think we can judge the whole expansion by how good the leveling is. But if we could do that, it would be delightful. It's so good. It's such a tonal shift from Bastion. Bastion was so gold and pure and light and bright, except also with kind of like these creepy controlling undertones. And then Revendreth also has a lot of creepiness to it, but it's much more overt and almost like oppressive weighing in on you. It's so cool. The environments are amazing. The NPCs look really cool. The activities that they have you do while questing are suitably horrifying, and just the whole atmosphere is just 10 out of 10 A+. I love it. Also Alpha related, the first Shadowlands raid sets have been data mined, so we have a look at a few different armor types of sets. Some of these are marked as Castle Nathria, which we know to be the first raid of Shadowlands, and then a few of them are marked just for Maw raid, which could be the second raid coming down the line. I really like these. I think the male Nathria set in particular is one of the best looking male sets that we've seen in a long time, and seeing how cool and how good these are makes me almost a little sad that we're not getting class specific tier sets, at least not early in Shadowlands. I can hold on to hope that maybe in later patches they bring tier sets back. It's just the art is so good that I really want to see like each individual class imagined in the themes of these raids. They've done a good job on the questing and leveling gear as well, and I'm going to get a video of those slapped together for hopefully next week. Questions from last week. Juho asks, how do leveling dungeons work in Shadowlands between 1 and 50? Which dungeons are available at what level range, etc.? So, I took this level 10 alpha character that's played through Exile's Reach and checked her dungeon journal, and she can queue for early dungeons from Classic, BC, Wrath, and Mop. She cannot queue for anything from Cataclysm, from Draenor, what other expansions are there? They're all kind of blended together. She cannot queue for any Legion dungeons, and you can queue for random or specific, but it seems that it's just a couple of early ones that are available at that early level. I don't think that this area is done yet. When you mouse over the Legion dungeons, it tells you that you do not have a high enough item level to queue for those, and that's an odd thing to put in there. I don't know that that's going to stay. Alpha is alpha, and I expect to see some changes, but at least for now, it looks like you're going to be able to queue for the early dungeons from some expansions, but that could change. You also see here some dungeons marked as only scaling to level 30, and then other ones as starting at 30, and then scaling up higher than that, and it's unclear whether or not that's intended and going to stick around. We'll see. We got a couple of different questions about various pets, so I figured I would do a little roundup update / refresher. The betta fish that used to be in the on-screen tank, Pepper, he died in late March, and then I tore down his tank for a while and have recently set it back up as a planted tank with a soil underlayer and no fish yet. I'm trying kind of a Wallstad-esque setup there. It's the first time I've done a tank that's so heavily planted, so I'm going to give it a couple of months to sort of figure its life out, see what grows, see what doesn't, let the tank kind of reach balance before I go adding any kind of fish to it, although I do have pest snails in there, and usually aquarists don't want pest snails because they can reproduce very quickly and they're just kind of, I don't know, but I'm kind of excited because it's just something to watch, and if you've never had pet aquatic snails, they're just really fun. They like to climb up things and then jump off of them and kind of like paraglide down with their little snail butts. And also it means that my tank can support life, which, you know, is the dream, but I'm just excited that it's happening. And then kitty cat. Kitty cat's name is Kira. You want to say hello? Her name is Kira, but we only have the one cat, so most of the time we just call her Cat. Nicholas asks, if you could create a secondary profession of any kind, consumables, cosmetics, gathering, etc., what would you make? So I love the idea of a new profession that is just about cosmetics. And specifically, I really want some kind of like a furniture crafting profession to go with a feature, and maybe I've been playing too much Animal Crossing. I've absolutely been playing too much Animal Crossing, but I want a feature where we all have our own little phase space, you know, like the Garrison, like the Pandaria Farm, but it doesn't have any combat benefit at all, except maybe giving you rested. But aside from that, don't put anything useful in there, but just let us decorate it. And then you can have like a furniture making profession that can make all kinds of different furniture and wallpapers and lights and stuff for you to decorate it with, and then let us like, let me capture rare fish in the world. I'm getting a little off topic, but I want a pond in real life, and I can't have one because I live in an apartment, so I'm just trying to play games that let me have that. I think in general, adding kind of consumable and combat adjacent professions is risky because you end up with situations like Inscription, where the glyph system has changed so drastically across different expansions that Inscription is sort of a shadow of what it once was, and they don't really know what to do with it, but it's a main profession, so you can't really just pretend it never happened like First Aid. Whereas Cosmetic Professions, I feel like, are less of a risky thing to put in. Outmagic asks, where did you get your shirt sweater thing? Dog is so cute. Referring to my outfit from last week. That is my dog. Also available on that pillow because that's my merch. And a related question, just to kind of group the two of them together, Neon wants to know, how long are you going to keep the Joker t-shirt and hoodie in the merch store? I know you debated removing them. Please keep them a little bit longer. So I was and am still planning to switch my merch setup to a more seasonal thing. It seems like having one round of merch available all the time just kind of leads to nobody knowing that I have merch. So I want to try a different model where I do a few different like seasons of merch within a year. However, I am not going to start doing any of that until after, you know, during a pandemic, during an active pandemic. It felt kind of weird to be making any changes to the merch setup. So I am not taking down the current Joker and Kira merch just yet. It is still on Teespring. I'm going to leave it there at least until summer, possibly later than that. So June at the earliest, but I'm probably going to put this off for a lot longer than that. So don't worry, not going anywhere just yet. And all of that stuff, along with the wonderful day mugs, can be found on my Teespring store. And that has been my week. Thank you very much for watching. If you have a question that you would like me to answer in a vlog, please leave them in the comments of the most recent one. Let me know what you think, and have a wonderful, wonderful day.